Hello? 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 I'm easy. I have to go. I mean, I got on the panel, but you are not there. So I gotta jump off.
Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me now? Hello?
Oh,
Can you hear me now? Hello?
yes. Yes, I can.
Oh, I don't know what was going on. It looks like I forgot to add myself to the string.
Yeah, it looks like you were not in. I mean, I couldn't see you.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
too used to this. I'm just, yeah. Oh,
good.
okay. Thank you for stopping by, Painter Bamileke. Are you Bamileke?
Of course.
Really?
Yep. I saw you on Kaizo. I think it was Kaizo channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. And I got on the panel just to say hello to you, if you remember. It was a few weeks ago.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I've been everywhere.
yeah. You were on Kaizo channel, and
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
everywhere. So, yeah. Where
Good.
are you? Which part of the West are you from? You don't have to be
Uh,
specific.
no. The Bagonti,
Oh,
Bagonte.
okay.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
you here in United States too?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay. Oh, well, nice to meet
yeah,
you.
yeah. Nice to meet you.
We can
Nice to meet
understand
you.
each other much better, maybe.
Yeah. Which part of the West are you from?
Bafang
Oh, Amala.
Yamanuk.
Ah, ok. Ok, super, 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 super,
Ça
super.
veut dire que tu parles français alors?
Oui, oui, je parle français. Je parle
Ah,
français.
okay.
Ouais. Where are you based? You based in US or Europe?
No, I'm in US. That's why I fight on this channel. I mean,
Oh,
you haven't met me on this channel. You haven't met me only on Kaiser's channel. I'm everywhere. These people know me, and they
oh,
always
wow.
against me because my viewpoints are always different from the majority of Africans. You
Right.
know,
Oh
a lot.
yeah, I remember that on Kezo channel. You were tough on
Oh
Africans.
yeah, I am. I'm always. I
Yeah, you were
believe
saying
that.
something like uh all African men treat their wife bad except for your mother and father, which are the special great parents. No, they are good parents, except like you were kind of like generalizing a little bit by saying something like there is no true love, men are not good. And I just thought that I agree with you in some point. It's not everybody, but the way you said it made people think like it was all African. And someone asks you about how about your own parents, you said, "Oh no, your parents are fine. There's no problem." So that's why I was kidding, by saying that everybody is bad except for your parents.
Yeah, let me tell you, I did not even grow up with my parents too.
Oh,
To be
okay.
honest with you, but they were exceptional. I have never seen true love like that. It's not about the love. You know, the love, the way they express love today is not, and not even today. I mean, let's say the way um Europeans express love is not necessarily the same way African express love. You understand? When
Yeah.
I'm talking about my parents being uh, I'm gonna mainly say there was a very harmonious couple. Like there was harmony, peace, tranquility. It was like so good. I don't see that in many couples in Africa. I mean, I grew up with my aunt.
Yeah.
My husband beats her every every single time. He doesn't agree with her. He was
Wow.
very aggressive, very abusive, verbally, emotionally, physically, you know.
Right.
And I
Hmm.
have seen that in multiple, even my friends, even the one living in the United States. The type of abuse may change, but there's no like coming together. In African couple, there's always this sentiment where the men believe that he is too high up to to um to get down to his wife level and understand her emotionally, um the little stuff that she's maybe not happy with. To them, they're two men to do that. That's how they view like masculinity. It's all about like putting other people down, like ignoring other maybe their wives needs or maybe concerns, stuff like that. That makes them men because they think that by listening too much to your wife and being by her side, it's weak.
No.
Even
No.
Mike, there was Mike on the
Yeah.
channel. He explained it very well. He was like, "I'm not gonna be." He said that time you want me to be sitting there listen to you, I'm going to make money. Rah, 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 rah. That's how I meant thing. It's not only like the majority, like 90%, 95%, I would say. There's some
Yeah.
exception, like my dad and my they're the only people I have seen being like that. To be honest with you, my
Yeah.
dad would
That's
never do anything without asking my mom, and my mom would never.
right.
My mom turned against me
Yeah.
because of my dad.
No, that's wrong. I mean, I agree with you. For any man we treat his wife that way, it is wrong. There's no such thing as, the man should be the one doing or giving orders, and the wife should just be listening and doing what the man says. No. Are you married?
I'm Maria. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you're married. So you understand and you know that, when two people are married, they form a team. It is a team, right? And within the team, we need everybody. We don't, we, the man can play that game alone. The woman can play that game alone. It is teamwork. So yeah, for someone to behave as if it was like a one-way street, it's not. It doesn't make sense, and the relationship is not going to last long. So the man should listen to the wife, and the wife should listen to the man, and the
Oh,
two
yeah.
should. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Pento Bamileke. So They can be all that, right? Still missing the component I'm talking about. What African men lack, to me, is empathy for their wife. Maybe I should put it like that. You understand?
Mm,
They can be
mm,
the best provider on earth. They can even tell you when they're doing stuff or whatever, but you still feel very lonely with them because
mm.
they don't have that. They don't even understand what empathy means. To be honest with you, when you ask them to, like, how I don't even want to talk.
So you think it is all men that are like that,
Majority,
uh, or is it in general? I mean, it
it's our
sounds like
culture.
you no, I
No,
don't think
that's
so.
why you guys are raised. We
I,
all grew
I,
up in the African household. We know how it's
yeah,
raised.
I,
They
I
always tell
grew
you,
up.
it's a man. He should not do this. That's a man.
No,
He
no,
shouldn't do that.
no. I grew up in Africa in a village, and that's not how I saw things. There were some cases that fit exactly what you're saying. It wasn't perfect, but there were cases where the woman was happy, and she had empathy from the husband, and it was beautiful. It was wonderful, right? But it's not like it was everybody, right? It's not all couple that lacks that.
It
Maybe
doesn't have to be all.
maybe there are more couples that do not have that than
The one
couple
that
who
has that.
lacks. Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's why we say conclusion are drawn from the majority. I don't know why when we have arguments here on YouTube and like there's something that really like
Yeah,
disappoint me in the way that we did have discussion here on YouTube. Well, it's really not productive because even when something is truth, right? Africans want
right.
it to be 100% true before they can acknowledge it, which is wrong. We cannot better our society if we don't focus on the problem. If we playing this game, it's
Yep.
all the time. Like really, I have a big problem with that with the African here on on YouTube,
Yeah.
especially when we laying out. And there's something I really admired from African American community. There are people over here that are calling me African that want to be FBA, ADOS so much. That's not even it. What I like about them, right? They have no
Mm.
problem laying their issue on the table and discuss it. But us, we suffer from we have this way of being. We don't like to talk about issues.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
makes us
Because
uncomfortable. It's
because
almost as we exposing ourselves and we are ashamed about how we're gonna be looked at. I don't like that at all.
because of the way we were raised. We we are
Exactly.
we
You
we
can
are
still
taught at a young age that the dirty laundry needs to be washed within the family. So you
okay.
cannot take your family problem and go in the middle of the street and have everybody hear it.
Has it been
So
working for us?
that's
Okay.
just no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Exactly.
But
Thank you so
but
much.
yeah, I think people should start maybe going to therapy, or maybe working with people who have experience in
Even discuss
relationships,
it. Even discuss
right?
it. We have to be honest.
Yeah,
We have to be transparent. You will see people here on YouTube arguing over something that is not true. So much like what
yep,
I'm talking about. Like when you talk about this, look, the more we discuss it, the more we end up understanding each other. The majority of women in Africa suffer in the marriage, but the culture is a culture of you cannot complain. Oh, you should not say this. Oh, you should not. Oh, you cannot leave your husband. Now, what's happening in Cameroon? Let's take the case of Cameroon. Do you know how many uh, men are killing their wife over there now? It's
no,
every time on Facebook. You're gonna see, oh, this one stabbed his wife. Oh, this one this to his wife. I mean, it's like, and nobody's saying nothing because we want that image of
right,
family. I know we appreciate family. I know we value family, but we're gonna have to work on the quality of family that we want to have
right,
because children are being raised traumatized. Okay, a
mm,
lot of us has been traumatized. Like until I came to America, that I understand that trauma wasn't something you have to necessarily uh live with. You understand? In
Right.
Africa, there's not even notion of trauma. They don't even understand that concept. They're just like it's just chaotic. Like if you're lucky, you end up in a family that is functional. Good for you. But if it's dysfunctional, you cannot even talk. You cannot
But
even
it
say
was,
anything.
but it wasn't like that. It has not always been like that. It looks like things are changing, especially
Even
what you're
before,
describing.
let me tell
Um,
you, I grew up.
Even before,
Listen, I grew
okay,
up in Bafang, right? Even in Bafang,
yeah,
in remote area, family is more healthier than in the big city. And there's something
yes,
that African don't understand, right? African people think that by playing modern, it gives you a sense of a healthy environment. Like you're gonna
no,
see couples pretending to carry on Western manuism, that type of
yeah,
Western structure. My mom and my dad were very poor, but so loving. Like I remember, I lived with my aunt in Douala. Like I told you, I was raised by my aunt in Douala.
yeah,
But when I experienced real love, well, it's when I went back to Bafang. You understand?
yeah,
It was peace. It was love in the house. Like I'm going through something. My dad will come ask me how I'm doing, how I'm feeling. I did not know. I did not. I wasn't exposed to that living with my aunt in Douala. It was all about like it was. I'm not giving the. It was trauma. Like I had a traumatic
yeah.
childhood. To be honest with you.
You're right. The most healthiest couple, in general in Africa, I think it is in the villages.
They they teach you
You know,
manners, good
yeah,
manners
because
in the village.
they still
Respect.
respect the
Yes.
values, the tradition, the culture,
And
and
yeah,
yeah, the marriage is sacred, right? It is
and
sacred.
they care about even building you up. Even the men in the village, right? The
Yeah,
men in the village are really interested into seeing the young boys becoming men. In the
yeah,
city, it's not like that. All these fake
yep,
people pretending, oh, I'm modern, I'm this, I'm that.
yep,
They are
exactly,
more, to me, the men in the city are becoming more and more feminine. You understand? Because they're
exactly,
chasing this Western way of life and all that.
exactly.
I'm looking in Cameroon now. I look in Cameroon. I'm just, what the hell is this? I don't
Yep.
even understand. Over there in
I
Europe,
tot Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I don't know if it is because people are trying to westernize or to bring Western ideology and way of life in Africa. I think it has something to do with that. Definitely. There's what we call neuro linguistics, right?
hmm
All those shows, uh, real wives shows, and celebrity shows that they are bringing to Africa, and more people are watching those things, right? The Real Housewife, for example, show. It's all about a relationship that didn't go well. It's all about trouble between the man and the woman. It's
it's
all
about
about
woman being
woman.
independent woman.
Exactly, exactly. So I think it has something to do with it, and we are losing more and more. We're losing, our culture, our tradition, are being replaced by Western ideology, by Western way of life. I think it has something to do with that because when you go to the village, it's totally different, right? It's totally different. So, um, yeah, the city, people are turning to Western way of life in the cities
And in the
more
wrong
and
way
more.
though. In the
Yep, in a
wrong way,
very,
Panja. It's not
yeah,
they don't even understand that Western of life. You
yep,
see a lot of people in Cameroon, right? Mimicking like African Americans. That's why I always stand with African Americans against Africans, to be honest with you.
yeah,
Because the same time we want to be like them and we don't want to acknowledge that. We want to pretend, like I tell you always, we are trained to always pretend and lie and lie and lie until everybody over there in Africa want to be like African Americans. Look at even our so-called stars. There's no originality in nothing they're doing. Even the way they are, the way they speak, the way they walk, the way the idea that they even put in those movies. It's not even like original. It doesn't even fit the place. It doesn't even fit our culture at all. And you like, what are you trying to like? I don't know. I don't even know where you guys trying to go. So because when you trying to always chase what somebody else has done, the person is always gonna be ahead of you. You
Yep.
understand? If you
Yep.
don't create something like original for yourself and build off that and improve it, you're always gonna be chasing after the person you're trying to mimic. You
Exactly.
you see how the divorcing now in Africa is scary. Even
Oh
the youth
yeah.
don't value even marriage anymore at
It
all.
it is out of control. Out of control. Yeah, the rate of divorce and people don't marry anymore for a long time, and it is crazy. It is crazy.
Me, I believe in improvement. You understand? When I talk about our issue, it's not to bash us. I don't know why people always look at it that way. I speak because a lot of people don't know certain stuff. Trust me. You come here in the United States, you learn stuff. I want to kind of like relay what I have learned to other people, especially people that are listening that are not aware of those stuff. They can start questioning themselves. They can start thinking, oh, maybe there's more to this than what I know. Maybe I need to start learning and start doing research, start understanding the reason behind the thing that I see, and I just mimic without even knowing. When it
Yep.
comes to marriage, our men are emotionally unavailable. I'm telling you, even if they're there, they pretend. There's such a disconnect. Mike
Mom,
Mike
Mommy
was on
Z.
that live stream and he says it very well. He says it without even understanding that those are the things I was talking about. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I don't have time. If you want me to come and do it, hold your hand every day, and I don't have time for that." That's exactly how they treat us, these African men. They'll give you all the money you want to. They will buy you nice house, cars, or you can have all that and be still lonely inside.
Yep. 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 No,
I want somebody that will understand me seriously.
yeah,
That will like care.
you're right on that, and I think it has something to do with the way we were raised in our own family, right?
Yes,
And I
that's
think
what I was saying.
yeah, our mothers and fathers needs to to change the way they're raising the kids, because if they live in the environment where there is no empathy, where there's no such love, the way you're describing it, they are not going to do it when they grow up with their own wife, right? So the parents needs to, needs to behave, needs to show love in front of the kids. For
Exactly,
example, you have to hold your wife hands. Your kids needs to see that. You have to kiss your wife.
exactly.
How are you, sweetie? How was your day?
You
Things
know,
like
even if you
that.
don't do it in the way that European do it, I don't even want the kissing, the whatever, but I want empathy. You understand? Listen,
Yeah.
regarde, tu n'as pas besoin de faire comme les blancs. Tu comprends un peu,
Yep.
non?
Yeah.
Quand ta femme a mal, tu vois, when your wife is hurting, once you know that emotionally she's like, she's going through something, have the empathy to sit down, to give
Yep.
her a break, sit down with her, talk with her. That's what I'm
Yep.
talking about. Ask her, how
Exactly.
are you doing? What can I do to help you to relieve your pain? Because
Yep.
emotion issue is something that the person has to go through. It's not like you can carry it from her and take it away from her. No, you know, that's all. Because usually, even some men in Cameroon, they value their friend more than their wife. You understand?
Mhm.
They are trained, they are raised to only stay around other men. They like to be with men. You understand?
Right.
Being with a woman is a sign of weakness. That's how we view it. You rather want go be with your brother, with your dad, with your friends, male friends, than coming home to your wife that's not feeling good emotionally. They're like, hey, c'est quel genre d'homme là-bas, franchement? Huh? That's a woman. Why are you laughing? That's what I'm talking about. They don't know how to value their wife because when your wife is like Doing well, trust me, you're gonna do well. Your children are gonna do well. She's like the circle that holds the family together. We know that, but we don't know how uh to maintain that. We don't know until we lose it, and then we start whining. Oh, she's modernized. She's like now in the United States. There's a lot of African couple that go through divorce, go through rough paths here in the United States because when they leave Cameroon, when they leave Africa, where they were held to a high standard just because they have opinions, to when they have to come to a society like Western society, where everybody's is kind of like equal front of the law or in everything. The women tend to outbeat the men. The women tend to do better than the men because
Yeah,
over there in Africa they're pampered. You know, they're pampered
yeah,
so much, and the woman used to be like depending on herself, going through harsh everyday life, whatever she has to do by herself without the empathy of the men. The
yeah.
men just have to go and make money. That's it. That's it for him. And he will come and lay on your side at night in the same bed without connecting with you. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He
Are
does-
you, if you don't mind, are you married to an African?
Yes,
Oh, he must be a really good man. I mean, he must. I hope you are teaching him what he needs to do because, hey, like I said,
he's not. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's not. He
not
doesn't even
all,
get it.
not all
That's
men.
the thing because he doesn't even get it.
Yeah, not.
I've been married twice. I lost my first husband, who was exactly what I'm telling you about. He was
Wow,
exceptional, but I
wow.
remarried. But this one, he doesn't even get it. He's just like typical African man. No, and he's very like he's very like nice to me. I'm not gonna lie, but the connection I'm telling you about, like I don't even know. He doesn't even get it.
Yeah,
He will ask,
because
I, what do you want me to do? When I came
yeah,
home, I talked to you. You still telling me that. Sometimes I even feel sorry for him because he doesn't get it.
yeah. Like I said, not all men were raised in the precondition that will make them good husband, right? Not all men,
It depends on
and
what a
most
good husband is, though.
right.
You have to define that.
So, for example,
There are good husbands,
I learned a lot being married
right?
for, yeah,
Because you're open-minded.
for
My
over
husband,
10 years. No,
yeah,
I wasn't always the way I am today, and I
okay.
thank my wife for that because she was patient and she listened and she talked to me. Like, I think in a relationship it is very important for, for both the men and the woman to really go down and talk about the things that they don't like in each other. For example, I would tell my wife, what is it that I can do better so you can, you can feel love,
Okay,
you
yeah.
can have, yeah, you can feel comfortable. What are the things that I have done that you don't want me to repeat again? Only those simple questions, those simple things,
Oh,
right? Yeah, made us improved. And the way we are bound today is like, I mean, the love that I am experiencing with my wife right now is beyond what I was thinking, right? Just because we are engaging in those type of communication. And in Africa, it's very difficult to see the men, the wife and husband sitting down and talking about their problem. Like,
exactly.
what is it that I have done that you didn't like?
That's
You
exactly what I'm
It's
talking about.
very rare
It's a
to
sign
see
of
that.
weakness for a man to sit down with
Yeah,
a wife and talk about stuff like that in Africa.
yeah.
That's how you guys are raised.
Yep, that's one problem that we lack. We don't do that. It's very
And
difficult to see that. It's
how long have
always
you
like
been married?
the man always has reason, is always right, right? And the woman has to listen, and the woman is never right, and that's wrong. It shouldn't be that way, right? So those are the, if I have to recommend new couples or people who are planning to be in a relationship, it's very important to ask those simple questions. What is it that I have done that you didn't like? what can I do to please you, to make you happy? Things, just simple things like that, and it will make things way, way better, way better. So yeah. So I don't
Yeah.
know if you want to get to your
My
topic.
topic. How long have you been married? I'm curious.
Oh, over 9 years.
You know, the men, the young guy in Africa needs you. Seriously. That's why I believe. I believe everybody should has a youth should be on social media. People need help so much just by talking to certain people. You know, some African marriage not working correctly just because the man hasn't been able to come down his pedestal
Yeah,
in which he was placed when he was in Africa. It creates a rift between husband and wife in a marriage when you move to the West, trust me. Because they have
yeah,
a hard time. It's a sign of weakness. They don't know how to be humble in front of their wife. It's something that's very hard.
yeah,
When they succeed on like you say you did, when they succeed on breaking that um down, the marriage is so great. That doesn't mean that you guys cannot have issue, no, but you're not gonna have that type of issue. You understand? It makes
yeah,
everything so easy to I mean, it makes everything very tranquil.
yeah. I agree.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, today's topic is what is it again?
Is it better to live in Africa or
Yeah, it's
diaspora?
living in Africa better than living in the diaspora. This is a great topic here. I mean, it sounds simple, but this is very interesting, and that's the reason why I got on your panel. Um, because what I want to say here is, more and more we are seeing, um, you know, groups of people like FBA, saying that why we are fleeing our country, right? They're saying that we're fleeing the country. And in some type of way, they are right, right? More and more people wants to leave Africa. But why? Um, and the reason why I came to America is because I was looking for, more opportunity.
Are you there?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
yes.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah. So I was saying that more and more we are seeing, group of people like FBA, you know, going after African and saying that why are we fleeing our country in Africa, right? And they are raising a good question there. But what they don't understand is, there is a reason behind it, or there are reasons behind that. For example, I left Cameroon because I was looking for more opportunity. The opportunities that we have in America are way better than those we have in Africa. And why is that? Because our social economic situation is very, I mean, it's not prevalent. It's not allowing African to stay in their own country, right? I had a master degree before I left Cameroon, and there were no job opportunities, right? Even if you want to go to an engineering school, there are not enough engineering school. That's what I always wanted to do. So I've started looking to other places. Where can I go? Where can I land in order to make my dreams come true, right? So the reason why I left is because I had the opportunity to come in the U.S. And when I got here, I was able to go to the university and earn my engineering degree, which I could not do. I would have not be able to do that if I stayed in Africa, right? On the other side, what people tends to forget is what we call migration, replacement migration, right? I also have a channel, and I did a live show on the replacement migration. So what people tends to forget is the West needs us more than we need them. Let me repeat that. Western world need more immigrants than immigrants need them. Why am I saying that? I'm saying this because the population in the Western world is getting older. So they are making less kids. They are aging, right? And they need people in the workforce. In the workforce, they need labor. They need people to come in their country. For example, for every person who lands in the U.S., that person will get a place to stay. So that person will pay rent. That person will need to have a cell phone. That person will need to maybe go to school. That person will feed himself by going to the grocery store and buying food. In all of that, you are paying taxes. You are paying taxes to the government, and you are participating to keeping their economy running. So we are actually bringing more into Western world economy than they are bringing their economy back to Africa. So we are actually, feeding the economy. For example, I am here in the U.S. There are so many companies here who needs people to work, but there's no. I mean, there are more open position than people who apply for a job. And you are here in the state, and you know what I'm talking about. So someone here, it's very difficult for someone here to say that he was looking for a job and he could not find it. There are so many openings, so they need people to come in and work. Now, is it better for me to live in America than Africa? I would say it goes both ways. When it comes down to the opportunity to having a family, raising a family, getting my education, I would say it's obvious that it is better for me to be here in the US or maybe in Europe, right? Because they are allowing the system, the economic, the economy situation allows me to survive, right? And but on the other end, when it comes down to the social life, the way of life, to be honest, I would rather be in Africa because I miss that way of life. I miss that social life that is lacking in Western world, right? So this is one of the reasons why once I reach my goals, I will pack my stuff and go back to Africa, and that will make FBA folks very happy, right? Because they don't want us to come here. They are asking us why are we fleeing our country and things like that. On the other hand, in addition to that, I should say, in addition to that, we in the diaspora we have been we have been we kind of like gave up on the continent. We kind of like forgotten the continent once we got here because we don't think about the future. We don't think on how we can lift off our own country by bringing in uh, what we have learned or what we know in order to generate jobs, in order to create small businesses, in order to do the things that will kind of like um, you know um, you know boost up the economy and kickstart some type of employment and things like that. So that's one thing that we're lacking. All we care about is go to work, get our paycheck, feed our family, and not thinking about what comes next, what's the future for those who did not make it here. right? So that's my mindset. That's what I'm thinking. That's how I see this topic here. So yeah, Africa is still good for me. I'm thinking about going back. But when it comes to opportunities, job opportunities, education, you know, the Western world is better, and we need to change that over the course of the years because we cannot keep fleeing the continent at this rate, right? We cannot keep doing this.
Can I say
Um,
something?
yeah,
Thank you.
go ahead. Go ahead,
Listen.
please.
So I understand everything you said. Yeah, everything to me, everything anyone says about this situation of FBA Africa and all that, there, there's truth to what anybody says. But the elephant, the big elephant in the room for me, like the our main issue to me is our system in Africa. You say how you saying that people come here and forget about Africa is because they're discouraged. But if you just take the case of Cameroon, it's very discouraging to try to invest over there because anything you're trying to do over there is just like walking backward. The mind of the people, it's messed up. The system itself is not a system that foster and encourage advancement. They're there to destroy you. Is you are basically attacked when you're trying to do anything that's gonna um, help move things forward. The mentality is like so crazy. You cannot even even your own people turns against you. So it's not easy. I mean, like to me, I feel like I'm stuck. I don't know which way to go. Like I don't mind going to Africa. I like the rural life. Okay, and also to go live somewhere and be at peace, you have to think about. You have to feel safe. When I go to Cameroon, I don't feel safe. In on different on different level. When it comes to healthcare, I don't feel safe over there. Okay, even physically, if you're living in certain neighborhood, people are gonna look at, especially when they know that you came from the west, you're gonna become a target. I cannot have my mind at peace when I'm living in an environment like that. You spend more there to survive than you will in the United States or maybe somewhere in Europe. Like you have to have a house over there where you have to have a gate, a watchman, and this and that. Oh, it's just too much to me for me, to be honest with you.
So Mamizi, I mean, we came from the same country, but
Yeah,
I don't really see things
the
the
way I
same
did it.
way. Yeah, maybe because you went through some event, some situation. Uh, I'm not saying that what you're saying is not true. Some of the things that you're saying is true, right? But insecurity is everywhere, even here in the U.S. Recently,
Listen, they don't
a
kill you for
guy,
eating
yeah, let me finish. Recently, a guy stepped in a grocery store and start shooting at people randomly. So if you want to measure the amount of violence, if you want to compare it between the US and any country in on this earth, the US is very unsecure. You know that. It is a fact. Maybe in your neighborhood where you're living right now, maybe nothing is really going down. But if you have to measure, if you look at the data, if you look at the
I
data,
understand what you're saying clearly. Even
yeah,
it's not about neighbor. You can get out of your neighbor and be driving the car and get shot. And you can go to Walmart.
exactly,
Crazy
yeah,
person
exactly.
comes over there and just start shooting people.
Right. So I think, I mean, from my point of view, I think I will feel more secure in Cameroon than than in the U.S. because
Okay,
you never know when and how randomly every day in the news stabbing,
yeah.
shooting,
When it's
um,
coming to shooting, yeah, I understand that. But
yeah. So what is your solution when you say that?
oh my God,
Are you is everybody? Are you suggesting
how
that
can we change
everybody?
our system?
Are you
Thank you.
suggesting that everybody leaves
No,
leaves the
no, no, no.
continent?
No, I don't want to encourage people to leave. I want us to change our mind and create
Yeah,
a safe environment for us.
yeah,
It will
it's
be the
us.
perfect life. You understand? The perfect.
Nobody else is going to come change it. It is us. It is our
How do
duty.
we go about that? I want to discuss more. Like me, when we talk, right? I don't like to talk about big stuff. Like people come here and talk about big changes that has to happen to Africa. The
Yeah,
people, for me, that's my focus. Our people. How do we change our people's mind? How do
yeah,
we cultivate self love in our people?
yeah,
I believe that if we cultivate self, if we help our people, like turn the look back into themselves, we
right.
would go further, to be honest. Because even me, when I was leaving Africa, I thought I was going to paradise, like it's promoted over there. When you're leaving, they're selling you Europe and American as paradise. You don't even know that you're coming here, you're gonna even have a headache anymore in your life. But it's not the truth.
Exactly.
I work in the healthcare. I see a lot of people die in the hospital that are Africans. Some people just die because they work too much and start having all these chronic diseases and all that,
Yeah,
um so yeah, mine is that our people changing their mind, education
yes.
system. I don't know how we can change that, to be honest with
Exactly, exactly. You said it. And I think we need to work with the youth because we are old. We have our operating system, right? Our brain has already been assimilated. Our brain has already been westernized in some type of way, right? We still have that colonization trauma, within ourselves, and we are seeing things the way Westerners and want us to see things, right? So we have to go back to value our culture, value our tradition, go
how
back
do
to
we
the
do that,
basic,
thinker?
go back to the basic. Yeah, exactly. That's a good question. The way we're doing this is to target the youth because it is very easy to to work on these topics with the younger one. So it needs to start at home with the parents. The parents needs to make sure that they are providing a good mentorship to their kid. They need to spend time with their kids, and they need to work on the things that they would have done better when they were younger. So the
Okay,
parents
I
needs to,
understand all that, but
yeah,
how do we
yeah, let me,
implement that?
yeah, yeah,
Tell me
that's
what,
what I'm saying. Yeah, what we need to do is to target the youth, education, education, school
how are we
program.
gonna get it done? Give
That's
me a
what I'm telling
blueprint.
you. I don't know.
That's
So
the
let
thing.
me,
That's why we talk,
yeah,
because
let me
we can finish
finish.
this
Then,
conversation and nothing's gonna get done. Tell me,
yeah,
tell me specifically. Give me a blueprint. I like
yeah.
practical.
The way, that's what I'm telling you. It looks like maybe you have already put in your mind that there is no solution. I'm telling
No,
you, I'm
I've
giving you
never.
the solutions.
No, no,
I'm
no, no.
giving you the solutions.
No, you're not
So
giving me anything. Just tell me what is it wishful talk. You understand? It's a wishful thinking. I want practical. Tell me,
why are you saying is a wishful thinking?
because what you're saying, right? You're saying what you're saying, but you're not telling me how to reach the mass. How am I gonna go? I'm doing that with my family, with my children, but it's just them. We have our communion meeting monthly right here, and then we have like a end of the year party or whatever, summer party for the kids. When I go to the summer party for the kids, this it's still empty. I don't even feel like being there because the thing that they value are not the same thing that I value. For them, their kids, what they care about is their kids like graduating, start working here, and that's it. That's
Mami,
success to them. That's what.
Mamizi, you don't want to let me break it down. So what I'm saying is we need to work with the youth. The future of Africa is the youth. The Western world knows it. And that's why they have all those NGOs all over Africa to target youth, the youth, and also the school programs. needs to change, and it is changing. So what I'm telling you right now is actually what people are doing on the ground. You may not just know it.
I haven't.
I am part of multiple groups. There are certain things that I'm not going to reveal here over the air, but I am part of multiple groups that we have created our own self. We are mentoring kids on the
Okay,
continent.
add me to
We
that.
are let me finish. Let me finish. We are opening libraries, right? We are opening libraries. There is Kama Sophia. I don't know if you heard Kama Sophia.
No.
Okay, so we have those libraries that we are opening in small neighborhoods. So after school, the kids can go there and learn about their history and learn about the social life, the African way of life. All those people who fought for, Pan Africanism. I think you heard about Pan Africanism. So we have, uh, and we are doing that ourselves. We did not hire other people or a group of people to do that. Me myself,
In
I am a
my
mentor.
state.
Let me finish. I am a mentor. I'm mentoring kids, right? In Africa, we have, and we are spread all over the continent. We have a Telegram group in which we have created. Every country has a group, and in that group, we have assigned mentors, and those mentors are working directly with the youth, and we are teaching them the things that we should have known when we were their age, right? There are things that I learned today, and I discovered those things when I was way too old. I should have known those things when I was 18 or 19 years old. So we are making sure that those kids have those information at their fingertips, right? So what I'm telling you here is something that we're doing on the ground, and it is working. It is working,
Okay,
right?
that's great.
It may be slow, but it is working. And we have tested. We have created a prototype, right? We have tested it. We are buying books. We are sending books on the continent to kids. We are helping them with internet connection, computers, things like that. So people are working on the ground. You
Oh,
may
not
not just know, right? You
that's
may not
great.
just know. Yep, we are working.
No, no,
People
that's
are working.
wonderful.
Yep.
Now that's practical. That's what I'm talking about. That's practical. Um,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, you will see a lot of people over on YouTube. They may not talk, but they are actually working.
so
Usually,
who you want to be part of?
what I like doing is I like listening to YouTube channels like African Millennial, Keizo, things like that, and I'm making notes. I always have my notebook with me. Whenever someone throws something, a solution,
Hmm.
I log the solution. I log it, right? I log it, and I see how um, I can I can implement that solution on the ground. Yeah. So it is working, and the youth is where we need to start. You cannot
Yeah,
change the
I agree.
mindset of
100%.
someone who's already 30 years old or 40 years old. No, no way. No way. You cannot do that. You cannot change them. You cannot teach them anything. They cannot change because they have chosen to believe, right? And believing means that you accept something to be true without any proof. So it's like religion, right? You just believe without any facts, without any proof, right? We are teaching these kids to question everything, and use your common sense and critical thinking. You have to analyze. Don't just take and accept everything that someone says. You have to always investigate. If someone comes to Africa and say, "Oh, I am the savior. I am a Pan-Africanist. You guys need to follow me." No, we're teaching those kids that there's no leader. Everybody is a leader. There's no messiah. There's no leader. Use common sense and critical thinking, and we are working with those kids, and it is working, and we are making some good progress. There are other things that I don't want to say here over the air because it is within. I cannot just say it like that, but we have a big Telegram group. That's where things are going down. The Telegram is very secure. It's not like WhatsApp. WhatsApp is, but the Telegram group, the Telegram apps is really, really good. You can have video calls. You can set up meetings. You can even do your live. You can have live show on the Telegram. things like that. So that's where we really get things done, um, through that platform. Yeah, go ahead, please.
African millennial is here.
Oh,
We want to hear from her.
hello, 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 African millennial.
Hey,
How are you?
good, good. I'm so excited because like in about a year and a half, I hope to be out of here. The plan is to like visit back home like two or three times and then move. But I agree with what Mameza was saying in the beginning because I'm sorry, looking at my parents' marriage is like the worst thing in the world. I just don't. My mom literally has no rights. Um, and I don't know how that happens. Like how something like, I think that that's passed down from my grandmother's time too, because one of my grandfathers did. Actually, none of my grandparents were really my grandfathers. I should say were really that great to my grandmothers. So I'm just like, how was this socially acceptable? Like people Africans tend to brag about how their family structure is so good, and I'm like, you stay married, but it doesn't mean that your marriage is a happy marriage, and that's really weird to me. I don't know why that is like that. Um, I would assume that Africans having good history, we wouldn't do something like that, but it seems like that's completely acceptable to like have side chicks and be married, and so long as you're taking care of your kid, you're seen as doing your responsibility. And I'm like, this is horrible. Like I can't believe some Africans are still doing things like this. It's really bad.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you guys. I mean, there's no perfection when it comes to those relationship in Africa. We all know what is happening there. Um, they are really. You just took a great example here, personal examples, and I cannot disagree with you. I cannot disagree with you because that's a
Um,
fact. That's a
I have a
fact.
question, Painter.
Yeah.
Do you think that an African man can be faithful?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
That
There are some that are not, or some that are pretending to be. But I really think that there are some faithful men out there.
I think they are like exceptional.
Yeah, maybe 2% or maybe one
Two is
percent.
too much. Too much. 0.0. Ah, do you know why? Because that's our culture. I mean, when I was growing up, we were not always the same as the my brothers. I mean, even in the house, my dad would basically tell my brother, "Oh, a man doesn't stick around women." He would kick him out of the kitchen. He would never let my brothers sit around us and talk, just gossipy and do stuff like that. Nope. He would kick you out. You just go outside and and collect some like branches to make fire or stuff like that. Dry branches to make fire, firewood or stuff like that. He will not let you sit around the fire and be talking with the women, stuff like that. And you guys in Africa, men are praised by how many women they have been with. They are even dating. They are, and women are shamed by how many men they have dated. That's how it is. So for a man to cheat, this is not even concept of cheating. Even this thing we're talking about like cheating, that's new to us. We were raised knowing that men have access to women. How many women they want. Some of my auntie used to say, okay, please, I know. All I'm asking for is respect. Don't let me see them. Don't bring
Yeah.
them around me. Don't let them disrespect me. That's how. I mean, like it's crazy. That's how it is. I don't even expect any man to be faithful. African millennium. I'm not even gonna kill myself asking a man. My husband is very faithful, but I'm just lucky that he's like that. You understand? He's like,
Oh
I'm just
god.
lucky that he's not interested in that kind of activities. Himself, he's like, I don't have energy for that. I don't have time for that. But I'm just lucky, to be honest with you. But it's very annoying, seriously, to have a serial cheater. Like, I would tolerate my husband maybe having a side chick that's the same person forever. But like just going around and be like going left, right, like trying to hit on everything that moves. Like, that's scary. That's like this is illnesses out there. SCG. Like that's the part that scared me. But to be honest with you, if there was no SCD, if there was no like that aspect of the cheating, I wouldn't even really care, to be honest with you, because I was raised knowing that men cannot be faithful. I'm not gonna kill myself with an unfaithful man. If I have enough, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna be like, oh, I'm divorcing you because you cheated, stuff like that. That's luxury. Oh my god, that is like.
So, what could be? What are you guys? As women, what are the potential solution that you can offer so that we can start mitigating the risk of those to happening frequently. What I mean by that is, to kind of like lower any improve, the percentage of, for a man being faithful. What can you guys suggest to to help that situation?
To me, there's two aspects to it. There's like the natural. It looked to me like men are naturally cheaters. They want to be, they want to taste more than one woman. It looks like they love you until their love expires. That's what I believe. Even like even when they're cheating, they still claim African men still claim on loving you even when they're cheating on you. So cheating on you is not synonymous of not loving you anymore at all. So it's just natural. I even hear them explaining it just like they say, I'm not gonna eat the same thing every day. I'm not gonna eat the rice every day. That's the type of thing that they say or whatever. They need to change. But the real thing is that they're changing for another rice. It's not like that woman is giving him something that the woman he's with is not. It's the same thing, but I don't guess. There's that aspect of it, and also like I feel like if a man is really I don't even know. I'm not even sure about this one because I see African Americans going through this one, even when they have a perfect relationship. Because I was gonna be like, okay, if African men can be like more in harmony with with their partner, like they talk about everything, even the feelings, stuff like that, they will cheat less. I think they will cheat less. I think so.
Yeah.
I
So
would,
basically,
I
so
don't know what
basically, you're
men
saying
can
that
do,
we need
but
to sit down and have a an honest discussion.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that you have to be like 100% into your relationship and taking time to learn to know and understand your partner, being really invested. Because I always feel like African men are not fully invested in their relationship at all. They have a role that they think that they should play, and when they play that role, then don't care about anything else. Even if the house is burning down, that's not his problem. I have provided, I have paid the kids school fees. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and that's it. They don't want to deal with feelings at all.
yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be tough, my music. AM, you wanted to say something? Please go ahead. Sorry, I'm muting.
oh yeah. I don't. I guess the talking part can work, but all I'll say is just save some money. Like just make sure you're saving for your child's future. If you're not doing that, just make sure you're looking out for the kids. That's all. because I've seen it before that the man dies and then the side chick, for whatever reason, think that she's entitled to the inheritance. I don't know. So you just have to make sure you get all of those things taken care of, because most African women are not going to leave their men. Like, they're just not. It's, you don't do that. You just stay and deal with it however you deal with it. You're even afraid to tell the family what's going on, especially if he earns a lot of money. Like, they're gonna call you stupid for leaving. And from what I've seen, I I haven't seen a lot of men doing this when they're younger, but when they're older and they have more money, usually that's when I see it, that they start exploring their lives. So the men that didn't explore themselves when they were younger, when they get older and have money, that's when they want to like see other people, or I don't know. So yeah, I would just say, as a woman, you just have to make sure that you have money saved for your children.
African
Yeah.
millennium, what kind of family, like we have to differentiate between African family in the diaspora and an African family at home. If I want to talk about African family in Africa, oh my God, that would take me all day. Because what you just spoke about right now kind of sound like African family in Africa. The woman has had no right. That's the culture.
Yeah,
That's
she has no right. Yeah.
you have no right. You have no protection. Your husband is like your everything, your savior. So if you're lucky and he treats you well, good for you. If you're unlucky and he doesn't even like you, before even our mom were arranged married through arrangement. You know that, right? So
Yeah.
some men were not even content with the wife that they had. They would torture you. Like you will go through so much emotional abuse in that relationship if you're lucky not to be going through the physical abuse. Like he will basically at home every day insult you, calling you name,
Mamizi.
insulting your children.
He killing it.
That is truth. Especially like, oh my God, you guys have no idea. I would love to have a platform where there's only we talk about our issue. Seriously. I know we talk a lot about African American Africa, whatever. I would love to have a platform where we just discuss our family, our real African issue. Because I think that I feel like there's so much we don't talk about. We just want to speak about things that are outside us so that we don't have to deal with things that really going on with us. We have that avoidance behavior that we grew up with to always conceal everything that's negative. Don't talk about it. It doesn't improve nothing. It doesn't improve nobody. By talking, sometimes we learn from each other, to be honest with you. African marriage over there in Africa, I don't even know what African Americans be like. African is intact, a family value, whatever. They even we even losing that now African millennium, to be honest with you. Nobody's even giving that much value to family anymore. Like now it's so like with the economy being so bad, people are ready to do anything and everything to get out of poverty. Even if they have to ruin you as a brother or a sister, they don't care. They will steal your money. They will steal your even your lands over there if they can. They don't care. What is the family value in that? Before we used to be tight. You couldn't do that to your brother or your sister. No. But now, even the uncle, I don't respect them. I don't respect nobody. I respect you for your action, based on your action. You're not gonna do some stuff and still expect respect from me just because you're an elder or whatever. It doesn't apply in
Oh
Africa.
yeah, the African culture of respecting your
Yeah,
elders just because they're young.
I call it like abuse. That's how I call it. I say African culture is very abusive, from my point of view. If we want to go through the abuse in our culture, oh. There's good part of our culture that everybody want to discuss, but the ugly, no one want to talk about it. That respect, respect really. Fear, they don't even know how to differentiate fear from respect. That's fear. What they put in children, in people in Africa is fear. If we were to really, really put the whip the whip down and ask our children really what they thought about us, you'll be surprised what the child would say, what our children would say about us, especially over there in Africa. Those children are being traumatized. They have no right, nothing. They're not even valued.
I think African millennial dropped maybe
Yeah, she dropped.
yeah,
Maybe,
I had a question for her, and I think you addressed it when she said that the woman needs to start saving money for the future of their kids. And I think what and the question that I had is, what if she doesn't work? What if she doesn't have any source of income? Um,
yeah,
what is she gonna? Yeah,
you know, Tenter, a lot of like, when we speak about family, I want to kind of like put it into a context. Generationally, the our parent generation used to do things their way, and our generation are doing things their way. In in our parent generation, woman was just like the victim of their circumstance. If you're lucky, you marry a man that care about you. He's gonna look out for your future. You're not gonna have to worry about anything if he has money, and your children not gonna worry about anything. But in our like generation, the way that women make sure that they secure themselves financially. If she's not working, all she has to do is to rely on the money you give her. You understand?
yeah,
And if she has the opportunity to kind of like take from you, she will do it without you knowing it. That's that is because there is no connection between the man and the woman in a marriage in Africa. That's not how our marriage are. They don't like, it's almost as if each person is there to play their role, and that's it. So if she's gonna look out for herself, even if she has to steal from you, because in those days, even in my that generation like that, you will not you will not tell your wife certain things that are very important. Even like if you buy a land or if you have a something that's very valuable, you will not tell her, because that's just the way things were. Uh, uh, you have to tell your brother. Some men even went far to tell her their mom instead of you. You from Cameroon? Do you know Foy, right? You remember Foy, the soccer ball player?
yeah.
You know what happened to his wife after he died, right? He
No,
went and
no.
buy stuff on his dad's name, and that woman ended up having like losing everything that they worked together so hard to build.
Oh wow, I never heard about that.
Oh, she's on TV crying all the time. He has a very big building in Yaoundé, but it's in his dad's name.
Oh
Even the
no.
complex, the sportive complex he was trying to build, it was in his dad's name, I believe. So you're not supposed to even like, no, it's a weakness. Telling everything to your wife. That's a sign of weakness. But this society we're living in now, your wife's supposed to be like your backbone, because your wife is the person through which you can be accessed easily. Even someone want to kill you can go through your wife to kill you. Even those days, but they do not really understand how valuable. a wife was. That's the closest person to you. They want to get to you, they can get to you, to your wife. So if you're in good term with your wife, if you like solid with your wife, you protect it. I don't understand why men don't understand that. They always
Wow.
look down on women in Africa. I don't know why, but anyway.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel,
yeah,
I feel
that's
so
unfortunate.
it's in the house. That's the first time I'm having you on my channel, Afriscope TV. How are
I think
you?
I'm fine. Oh, Charlie. Yeah. Actually, this is the second time now on your show.
Oh, okay. Welcome,
Yeah.
welcome, brother. What do
Yeah.
you have to
Thanks.
say about this topic?
Um, I haven't been in the West before, so I can't really tell about being in the West. But I think it's a different system. All of us know the West has a different system, and over here in Africa, we also have, especially West Africa, also have a different system altogether. So, if you want to, we can say all of them are good. I don't know. I would say, like, in terms of certain things, we'll say the West is good in terms of, I mean, career development, personal development, um, and self discovery to some degree. And over here in Africa, it's like freedom to some degree. You definitely freedom to some degree. The freedom that you wanted, you can create it. You can have your own house with no mortgage. You can set up your businesses and run it the way you want to. So there is definitely some freedoms that you might get from being in Africa, and that you only get in the West, right? But we cannot equate them. We cannot put them on the same scale and say all of them are the same. But if I get the question right, is living in the diaspora better than living in Africa, or is it the opposite?
Well, uh, you can put Africa before diaspora or diaspora before. It doesn't matter. Wherever, which place is better?
For someone who is seeking for maybe a young African who wants jobs, who wants who wants to have that good beginning. Sorry for the background noise. I'm close to the roadside.
You okay?
Yeah, someone who wants to have that good beginning, or career wise, you want to go to school, you want to have you want to experience what it really like to live in a democratic system, and to have a faster like to have access to resources that are diverse, and you definitely want to consider the West. But for somebody who has the education, has the money, who is looking for personal freedom, who wanna have that space to do whatever they want to, maybe Africa will be a place for them. Yes.
Okay, Afriscope. Listen, I understand. Like everybody says that, but oh no, how am I gonna put this? So yeah, I agree with you on that. But at the same time, when you have money, living in Africa is better because you're using the people on the ground. You understand? I don't like to think about how people with money in Africa treat the people without money. In the West, right? The difference between Africa and the West is that in the West, people who have money do- don't necessarily treat people who don't have money the way that people who have money in Africa treat the people who don't. Africa, it's very abusive. And that's something I have seen, and I will always say. People who have money in Africa abuse, I mean, directly. I'm not talking about like using um, ways that are not
Abuse
so,
via, yeah. exploit the system, exploit people. Do you want to talk about the exploitation, like the power they have to control not only people but even the system? Imagine you have money to get yourself or get your family members or your children uh, better jobs. Like it's not about what they know, but it's about how much money you can use to bribe the recruiters to employ them in big offices, maybe working for the central bank of whatever country in Africa, or working for the government, or working for what have you. All of that is exploitation. And but I think it's systemic, like to some degree. Like we have to fix the
Systemic.
system. The
Yeah, it's
system is so lax that every people can use money to exploit it.
and you see, and it makes them now it makes the people that have no money way too vulnerable. They're powerless. I don't know if I want to live in a, because if even if I have money, I'm not that type of person. I'm the type of person
Yeah.
that want everybody to do well. So living in Africa is gonna be so hard for me. Seeing people going through, seeing human being so powerless and being like used as a commodity. I don't know. It
Yeah,
angers
I
me.
understand.
It
And let me
angers
give
me
you an
more.
example. Imagine you bought a land, you couldn't develop it because you don't have the resources. So you are just farming on the land, and somebody with money say, "Oh, I want to use this land for whatever purpose." And they find a way of going to see the person who sold the owners of the land, or the previous owners of the land, and then they bribe them and they take over the land. They had the documentation back again, and everything just turned upside down.
Exactly.
Maybe you don't have money to register the land, so even though you have the indenture and the whatever, but you don't register the land. So now the new person now registered the now, and now you are going to call. You want to go to. I mean, you have filed a legal dispute against the new owners that, no, this is my land. I've been farming here. I've been farming here. It's my land. I bought this land. This is my receipt. This is this and that. And they're like, no, if it's your land, then it's your land. And then you know that when you go to the court, that rich guy just showed up with the big cars, with the entourage, and then he's getting all the accolades. Like, I mean, he's being saluted. The doors have been like, they're basically opening doors for him to pass through. Even she can be a woman, who knows? And then she gets to the court and everything is like lax. They tell you to come tomorrow, come today, come tomorrow, and you are spending money. You
Yeah.
are spending money each and every time coming to the court, setting scheduling a different day, and all of that in Africa is crazy. You don't want to deal with the legal system here, and you
Yeah.
don't have money to waste on that. So at the end of the day, you're just gonna leave it. It's like, okay, may God. That's why they say may God bless the land and curse the people who live there.
No, I guess. Hello. I guess your internet, your network is uh not working.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, you back. There you go.
Yeah. So you just say, okay, I've given it to God. Let God handle it. God is my judge. God knows best. And you are there. You are hurting. You don't have no hope anymore because this you have worked so hard to get that money to pay for that, and this person care less about what settling you in any way. So guess what? That's a big problem. You
That's
got, it has pushed you further backwards on the scale of poverty.
that's listen, that's the core of our issue, Africa. Until we start acknowledging the issue that we have, that Because no matter how much buildings are gonna go up in Ghana, in Accra, no matter how much roads or whatever you guys gonna build, if the human being, the people, have such a backward thinking, anti-progressive, uh, lack of integrity, all that craziness to me destroy the Africans people. Me, I focus on people. You understand? I don't focus on all the whatever wealth or whatever happened that people come here and talk about. Because if the people on the ground were trained, or maybe were educated, were empowered positively the way it's supposed to be, everything will fall in place. You understand? We will not, like, people will be doing the right thing. People will be like very aware of their reality and the environment, and will know even how to take advantage of what they have. But if you have people that you have deceived to think or to behave this way and continue to kind of like create that culture of abuse, of exploitation, because when we talk about African exploitation, it has trickled down to us, to the people on the ground. Like, that's basically the inheritance we have from colonization. The colonizer left, right? And then have their proxy over there, and then ourselves, even on in the family unit, we behave the same. Exploitation, abuse, it's just too much in our culture that I don't like. Even in our own
Yeah.
family, uncle is a little bit like wealthier than maybe your mom. If your uncle is wealthier than your mom, there's nothing you're gonna tell this man. He'll treat you the way he wants to treat you. Like he treats your mom's children and your mom the way he wants to, and no one is gonna do anything. We have a culture of accepting and celebrating abuser. That's why we still love our colonizers so much. That's just our culture. So when I FBA, somebody like Tariq Nachik talk about Africa, everything he says is the truth. I don't get mad at him like other African ones.
Are you talking about Tariq? I don't go there.
Listen, he
I know, but
no, he's what he says. You guys have to take emotion out of stuff and look at the message itself. We are people that embrace the same people that created our demise. You understand? We are people that want. Refuse to focus on ourselves. We refuse to build for ourselves because people say, "Oh, Africa needs this one thing. Africa need that." Why is Africa so dirty? Why are cities so dirty? Why is our environment so dirty? Do we need money for that? Do you know that somebody, a good leader, I'm not talking about our president or whatever, anybody can be a leader, even yourself, Afiscope. You can get your neighborhood and say, okay, from now on, this neighborhood is going to be clean as anything else. And you organize.
let me tell you something about that. You know what? This is something like, I know it's easy to say that, oh, we can start it, but guess what? You can't even trust the people in the same neighborhood. You might, let me tell you, you might clean that environment right now.
They're going
You
to
know,
come
I
and
used to, yes, they will come back and litter it. They'll litter it right before your eyes, and it will turn into a fight, like a big quarrel. You might be
change
fighting
is
back
not
and
easy.
forth.
That's
Yeah,
the
yes, like you can't even trust the next person that what if you all come to agreement like, oh, let's all do the right thing. You can't trust if that person is gonna be doing the wrong thing the next minute because they'll prove to you that we are not people who do the right thing. And
listen.
imagine like we said, I'm not let's stop taking let's just say I'm a policeman and I'm like, oh, let's take in bribe from tax car drivers, so that they will stick to regulations and they will not be causing accidents on the road. And let's enforce our laws. And then guess what? Somebody is like, damn, if all of these people stop now, I can make more money from people if I can exploit this. If they are not taking the money, I will be taking the money. So at the end of the day, you are not taking the money, but somebody else is taking the money. And before you know, that person becomes so rich. And the time that before everything else or whatever, you figure out that this person who has taken all the bribes and is now having big businesses, big houses, cars, and everything, he's far away up the scale. Okay, he's like the top class of.
I understand. You know, in Africa, money is everything. Money is power. The person's family is protected. His children are at school. He has a house. He's safe. He has everything that people really normally desire. You know,
Yeah.
I understand all that, but you have to think this way: do we want to change? Change takes sacrifice. You cannot want to change and not want to, and at the same time not want to endure what's coming with the change. You understand? It's that's what I'm telling you about the mindset. The mindset. Everything starts small and build and grow and become contagious. You understand? It takes one person to start changing. People not just gonna like even to corrupt people, even the people becoming so corrupt in Africa. It took one person. It started small and spread. You understand? I understand.
So I have this grandfather, right, who is having a big forest, a forest reserve. He said none of his children should cut down any tree from that forest because it should remind us of the past, like how things were before the so-called development that everybody is just cutting down trees to build houses or whatever. So they shouldn't touch that. So this after the death of this great king, it let me just tell you, it wasn't let me just say it doesn't even take 2 months. They went to meeting and they were like, oh, there is no much money to bury this person. The trees over there are big. um one tree, only one tree can we can make enough money sorry we can make enough money to cater for the funeral rites and everything. We can even make enough money to split amount ourselves so that we can refurbish. Oh, sorry, we can renovate the old mud buildings in the village. We can build new houses. So let's just cut some of the trees, not all of them. Guess what? Just one of them tend to, before you know, everybody was like, oh, they are cutting the tree. They never paid us nothing. Another person also went and cut the tree. The next person, before you know, all the big trees were gone on the land. The land is just full of basic trees. And I'm like, you see, we can't even trust each other. They said, oh, let's cut one tree turn into all the forest being cut down.
Because when
Just
the grandfather died, right, there was nobody to step in his spot, be the leader.
yeah,
Because if you have a
the,
strong leader, that's what I keep telling you. We lack leadership skill because we are all like a ship. That's how I look. We are all like sheep, easily influenceable. We absorb everything. Someone can come with the most ridiculous idea, people just gonna follow. And African people like critical thinking. They're not people that analyze anything. They're the people of right now, 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 now. Whatever is gonna fulfill you now, 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 now. They don't even know how to project themselves in the future because they are not even able to handle today like now. They don't look, they don't think like that. And those are the type of skills that we really need to teach our people. And you will see how things will change on there because there's so many craziness that happen and nobody want to talk about it. When you guys have to come over here and be discussing, oh, in well, yeah, Ghana did this, Ghana did that, Ghana, and you're looking at the basic stuff on the ground are not being done. You look around, it's trash everywhere. You see people seriously when you change your mind and you start seeing opportunity around you. Until you change your the way you view things, the way you think, you're always gonna think about you less about yourself. You understand? Because even those people cutting those trees called those trees because they thought that was the only thing they can use to maybe like after okay when the trees are gone, what are they gonna do? They're still gonna survive, right? But nobody thought, okay, let's just pretend like we don't see this tree and find the solution elsewhere. Why didn't they do that? Because they want the quick, easy solution to and the laziness in Africans. Where you guys come over here saying that African Americans are lazy, laziness in Africans, it's another level. I don't know where and how African ever even think about comparing themselves to others. We are the most lazy.
So listen to this, right? I talked to I have some brother, an African American, some time ago. Like it's just a day, 2 days ago, to get a visa on arrival document, right? I had to step out for him because I knew very well that when he's dealing directly with them, they might charge him crazily. So I had to step out for that. Even with that, I still have to bribe, but it's just that it's the money I paid was less just because I wanted it on time. I wanted it quickly. So after that, this man still wanted more money and was like, uh, he got frustrated to some degree. Was like, you wanted this so quick. It's supposed to be emergency service. So the money. I'm like, it's how much did I tell the person, and I'm like, is he not supposed to pay 150 US dollars at the port of at the distance? Yeah, at Kotoka International. But this officer was like, yeah, yes, that's it. Then later on, he was like, you talk to me like I'm like your junior officer. Do you know I'm a big man here? Do you know I have junior officers? Do you know you talk too straightforward. You are too straightforward. And I'm like, how is this man made me feel so bad? I was like, so I had to even call people and ask them, do you think I'm rude? Like, do you think I'm rude? Do I sound rude anyway? Because this is the messages I sent to this man with the details. This is all. I don't have any business with that man. I don't need to know him personally, but this is the things that he's saying because he got frustrated that he's not gonna make more money.
Africans, that's
You
what
know,
I'm telling you. We are beggars. When you guys come talk about African pride over here, I don't know what pride you guys talking about. Africans are beggars. Beggars. Money. They want to like always get things from people.
I was so fed up. I'm like, there are a lot of good people out there that could be in such offices. Where are they? There are people.
They have been kind of like you cannot live in a society and be I mean you're just gonna absorb whatever it's going up the way of thinking, the way of doing that everybody is like participating in. You live there with those people, that way of thinking. Listen, when I speak, right, Afriscope, I speak from experience. The person I am today is not the person I was when I was in my country. When it comes to bribery, I had a very good position. Bribe could kill me. You understand? I'm coming from that bribery culture. That like when you live in it, you don't even know that thing can be done differently. That's just what you know. Because if you don't do it, the next person in the office is doing it. So that was just the culture over there. I used to have so much money and never even think about how the people that you're getting it from feel or how, what kind of like um how am I gonna say that? What kind of harm you're causing these people to have, you know? So I know that culture. You guys not gonna come over here on the internet and pretend anything around me. Trust me. Africa is trash. The way we think, the way we act, the way we treat each other, it's wrong. There's a lot of sad, wrong thing that we do that nobody want to talk about. You guys want to always come over here because African American feel like they want to come back to Africa and claim their their Africanness. Ghana is scamming foreigner. It's not only Ghana, dear. We're talking about Ghana just because a lot of African Americans, diasporans, are going to Ghana. If not, it's the whole Africa. It's the whole Africa. It's the Africa mentality. The Africa. Hey, Penta.
Hey, did I miss anything?
Afric Scope and I, we were talking about how wrong our way of treating each other in Africa, and how much bravery going on over there. You know, you cannot do anything. You cannot make a step without having to pay someone to do something that he was supposed to do. And I was explaining to them that that's exactly why I always stand against Africans on this YouTube street, because we pretend we don't, we are not truthful. Even when we engage in discussion, serious, sincere discussion with the diaspora, especially the one that are not born, have never been to Africa, we're not honest. I like honesty, and that's an issue, a core issue with us. We're not honest people. We like to pretend. We like to rationalize, even the wrong. We're gonna rationalize. We're gonna find reason. We're gonna justify to make it make sense, even when it doesn't. So that's what we were talking about. He was talking about him saving some diasporan that arrived in Ghana and wanted he was supposed to get a visa on arrival, and when he got at the airport, the man wanted to charge the diasporan way more money than what he was supposed to pay for the visa. And Afriscope was telling me how he intervened on the behalf of the diasporan and help him save a lot of money. But he got cursed out by the officer that the diasporan was dealing with, and he started threatening him, telling him about how he's a high officer, he knows this person, he made him lose money. And yeah, and I was responding by saying that we are just beggars. We have transformed our culture into the beggars culture. We used not to be like that, to be honest with you. When I was younger, people were way decent than the way they are today over there. It's sad. Even when I go to Cameroon, you ask me for money, I'm not giving you nothing. But if you do, you just come and help me with something. Oh, I always give people tips, but you're not gonna ask me for it. You're not gonna trick me into giving you anything because I don't believe in charity.
Mami Z, you are getting tough and tougher uh, on African. That's what I'm noticing.
They have to be. You have to be tough with African. That's why African Americans struggling over there because they don't know. Bento, I used to work for a French company. You know what my boss, all my big boss were French, ils étaient français.
Hmm.
Monsieur Bells was my boss. I was his assistant. I know how, like how do you say that in English? Director technique.
Hmm.
So he told me that before they send him them in Cameroon, right? They go through a training where they tell them how to deal with us. It was horrible the thing that they would tell me. They tell you how not even to be nice, or you have to talk to us in a very harsh and authoritarian way. If not, we're not gonna listen. And I think that they know that, and that's exactly, and that's true. That's the only thing that is gonna make an African. do what he's supposed to do. Because when you start being nice and pamper Africans, oh no, they don't understand that language. They're not used to it. All we know is like even in the family, like I'm talking about how our family structure is so full of abuse that nobody and trauma that nobody want to speak about. That's how we handle with fist, iron fist. That's how Africans. That's the only language that most Africans. I'm not gonna say all of them. There's always a exception because I don't want anybody to come here and start talking to me about exception. I'm talking about the majority, the way of life of the day. If you know, like tough with people, oh no.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I have a different mindset, right? I'm not trying to justify those behaviors, but I'm trying to, we all have to make sure that we are changing the behaviors. We can spend all day, all year, talking about, blaming or, pointing fingers or stating who did this, who did what. But it's not going to help, not until we are actually changing the behavior,
I
right?
agree.
So talking about it is good, right? But we should make a priority. The priority should be changing the behavior, and what are the solutions that we can bring forth in order to change those. Sorry, I have there's a car. Yeah. So what are the solution? What are the countermeasures that we can bring forth in order to change those behavior? That's what is more important to me, right? And you may not like this. Scamming is everywhere, right? I'm not trying to
Oh my
justify.
god.
I'm not trying to justify what is
That's the
happening in
wrong
Africa,
that's the
right?
wrong approach.
Um, yeah. So let me finish. Scamming is everywhere. Scamming is not only in Ghana, it's not only in Nigeria, it's not only in Cameroon. Scamming is also in the US, in France, and based on the reading, the historical reading, those articles and books that I read, the level of corruption and scamming is even worse and higher in the Western world. I'm not trying to say Africa is better or the US is better. I'm just going by what I read, by data. I'm going by the data here. But we are taught and educated to always blame our own, to always see that the problem is us, right? We are responsible. I agree that we have a certain degree of responsibility in what we do, but we cannot fully um, finger point it our own. We have to understand the root cause of the problem. Where is it coming from? Why are people scamming more and more? Why are people begging? Why we have more beggars today than years ago, for example. So all of those have an origin. It's coming from somewhere, and I think it has been rooted into even our culture, right? It became part of the culture to scam someone, to steal. Corruption, for example, you've been in Cameroon. The level of corruption is out of control, right? So if you want your case to move faster or to move, to the finish line, you have to give money along the way. You have to spend extra money if you need to get a passport to be done, for example. If you want it to be done, normally it takes 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but you can have it done, in 2 days. But you have to pay you have to pay some extra money that you were not supposed to pay. There are middlemen and things like that. So to me, I'm not really concerned. My concern is changing the behavior. What can we do to change the behavior? And again, it comes down to education. Education is where we need to start, because someone who has been scamming his whole life will never change. He will continue scamming. He will go to prison, he will come out and keep doing the same thing. So what can we do in our own society so that to mitigate the risk of scamming? You know, yeah, that's what I have to say on this. I mean, to me, when I listen to you, I feel some sense of resentment, some sense of anger, some sense of revenge. It looks like you have gone through a lot. You have seen a lot of bad things, but you tend to only finger point it and to blame our own. You don't see what the West has done
No,
in Africa.
trust
We
me.
are still, yeah. Let me finish. We are still suffering from the system that they have created into our own society. We are still suffering from it. You may not see it, you may not feel it, but they have the biggest role to play into those economical and social issue that we're having today. I'm not saying that we are blaming them at the fullest, but they played a big role into getting us where we are. For example, what will the West benefit if Africa, if there were no corruption in Africa, if there were no scamming, if there were no violence, if everybody was at peace, if everything was perfect? Do you think it would benefit the West? No, it will not benefit the West. The West want Africa to be corrupted because that's how they are using, a corruption, scamming, and people, looting in order to control Africa, right? Let's say, for example, if Africa was at peace, and if in Africa you were paying for what you were getting, all those raw material, those minerals, right? They will have to pay for it without stealing, right? Because a huge amount of the African resources are being stolen through corruption. They are using our leaders. You know that
I
they are
understand all that.
signing contracts, right? In exchange, they're getting bribery. They are getting money that they were not supposed to have, right? So basically, they are selling out their own people, right? So it's normal. It's good for the West to have Africa corrupted. Nothing is. I mean, they don't care as long as they're doing business and they're getting what they
But
want.
why should they care though?
No, I don't. I'm not sure if you heard what I said. I said they don't care. They don't care.
Yeah, why
So
should they care? I would not care either.
yeah, they don't care. So it is we are the one who needs to to make sure that we are going in the right direction.
Exactly.
Because yeah, so what I was trying to say earlier is they are also the cause of
Yeah,
the situation we are into today.
they
They are
created
playing a
that.
big role into it. Yeah,
Hmm.
they don't care. Okay, because they don't care that Africa is corrupted, right? They will actually instigate and maintain corruption, right? Because they are getting what they want through corruption. So why would they care? Why would they want corruption to go away, right? But because when I heard you earlier, you sounded like you were only putting the blame on African. I'm just trying to tell you that um, the West
Yeah,
has the
I
West is
understand.
playing a big role
Mhm.
into those social issues.
I understand that very well. Trust me, I'm very well versed when it comes to our issue. I understand that completely, completely. That's I even get upset. Like I do my live here on YouTube now. I used to be on Facebook, but in our people, Cameroonian people specifically, and I understand. That helped me understand how how clueless a lot of us are, but I'm not like that. Trust me, I understand the ins and the out of the African issue and all that, and I keep up with all that. Even deep in history, I understand. Even the African American I understand all that. Trust me. I
Okay.
used to be on Facebook, and our people will get so angry at you if you're trying to blame the West. They will tell you that only blame yourself. The West is not the people that are coming to corrupt. Like I will explain what you just explained right now to me, but nobody would even pay attention to it. So I understand, but I have like with time, right? Tento, I have come to the conclusion that we are the people to change. Trust me. You're not gonna sit around and kind of like hope. The West will only change when they see that we're doing ourselves right. And by doing right by ourselves is gonna make them change. You understand? Because
I
if
agree
we
with you. Yep.
cultivate that love for ourselves, because when you love, you preserve. You cannot put yourself in a situation that you're always gonna be taken advantage of. I hate that for us.
Yep.
And when I look at us, I see us on our knees begging through our look. You know, in Africa, we have that mentality of self pity, of all that begging through our look, just so looking at the West and hoping that they will stop mistreating us. They will stop using our own people against ourselves. No, they will never.
No, they will never stop.
So I wish that we can start healing from within, because the solution is within us. It's not from them. They're not gonna do.
Yep.
And you say anger. You say that when I speak, you feel anger, resentment. Those are the exact sentiment I have. No, you read me very well. I have that because when I look at us, right, I hate someone that is powerless. One of the things I hate being in a situation where I'm powerless. And when the solution is so simple and at the same time so difficult,
Yep.
how do I change my people? I want to create self love. I told you I dream of a platform where really we can like sit around and really talk about things that are happening and bring change. Like you saying, I don't know, maybe YouTube, maybe not. Really bring change, focusing on those things. And
Yep.
I focus on family the most because I
Yep.
know it's the smallest unit
Yep.
when it comes
Family.
to.
Yeah. Family. Family is the backbone of a
Yeah, I want us
society.
to have a healthy. There's a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long you've been away from Cameroon. How long have you been here? It seems like you've been here for so long.
No, I often go back to Cameroon, and also Ghana because my wife is from Ghana.
How long have
So,
you been in the United States?
17
Oh,
years.
so you've been here almost as long as I've been here.
Yeah,
I came
17.
here in 2008. I've been here since 2008. So, but
Yeah.
by being in this country, right, and learning, and I'm someone that I like to dig into stuff. I don't just stay on the superficial level. By learning and understanding and experiencing stuff, it had opened my eyes to a lot of stuff that we're doing wrong. You understand, especially on the family level, and starting with the love. We love in Africa, but we don't know how to show love, express love. We express love in a very unhealthy way. You understand?
Hmm.
We beat, we hit, we insult, and that has become so normal that people will tell you when you complain about it. People will tell you, uh, "No, you should not complain about this or whatever. You're being too sensitive on." You cannot be insulting me and telling me that you're loving me. No, that's toxic. You understand?
Yep.
Our
And then,
children,
yep.
we will insult our children. You don't know how it affects a child. You know how I came to understand that, Panther, because I told you I grew up with an aunt that mistreated me. I thought that was normal, trust me. Until I went to I finally left that place when I was, I went there, I went in Segon. I don't even know what age I was. Like I was around 16, 17. I went to, back to Bafang to my mom. They were poor, but the love there, like I told you, the relation between my mom and my dad, it was so peaceful. It was so, we did not have much, but we had each other. I'm telling you, in a healthy, pure manner. My dad never like insulted me or anything. Even when you were like at your weakest point, my dad tend to like give you a hand to pull you up. But in my aunt's house and the people that I live in Douala with and all the houses, it's always about like belittle you. You have when you have a bad grade and you come home, they're gonna insult you. Why did you get this grade? Oh my God, you guys have no idea how it affects the child's psyche. You look at yourself in a way that nobody understands. They think they're doing it out of love. And those parents that insult their children, it's not that they don't love them. No, 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 no. They love them so much, they will die for them. If something happened to them, they'll be the first to cry until like. But at the same time, when it comes to like expressing, like when everything is good, when we they don't know what quality time it is with your family, they don't know how to appreciate each other. It's done but in a very unhealthy manner. But African think that's love. To me it's not. I want
Yeah,
love really that feel like love, not the
yeah,
love that you have to go through pain to access.
yeah.
And even
Look,
here in America, I see people do that to their children, and it really annoys me. I don't like anybody hurting a child. Really, I cannot take that. And that's something that seems to be like,
yeah, look at the school system in Africa. I mean, you've been there, you know the content of the school system, and I think those needs to change, right?
yeah, I agree
So
with you.
at a very young age, they need to have some type of programs that will allow the kids to be exposed to social issue, right?
Mhm.
We need to teach those kids at a very young age what is a relationship about, what kind of problem you can face in a relationship, and how should you behave, what are the countermeasures once you face an issue in a relationship. So those things that we're discussing now are valid to be taught in school, right?
I agree.
But the school system do not have it. They don't have it. I remember going to school back home. We don't have such programs that will allow the kids, to be exposed to social life, the way of life, how people should
Questioning
be.
thing. They don't
Yeah,
want to
exactly.
question no but
Exactly.
nothing.
Critical thinking, common
Yes, we don't
sense.
have that.
It's everything. You just have to repeat what the teacher says, and you have a good grade, and you go to the next level, right? And the school program is dictated by the West. I
Yeah,
remember that for sure. The West, France, for example, is the one dictating the school system.
yeah, yes,
The
yes,
school material, the school
yes.
books, even the books.
I did not know
Um,
that before until
yeah, it's
there's a
coming.
girl on
Yeah.
Facebook that's
So,
very
so
knowledgeable.
exactly. Why would you think that France is going to have such things in the school program? Things that will make people basically fight against corruption, fight against scamming,
Yeah,
fight against
questioning stuff.
things like that. No, we don't have those in the school system because they want the society to be disturbed. They don't want the
They just
society to
want
be.
workers. They just want workers. You were saying earlier
Exactly.
that they need workforce. That's what
Yeah.
the only thing that Africa is producing.
We are basically being educated to serve the
Yeah,
West, to
as you
work
should.
for the West, right? To be good assets, labor. You just have to be, to follow the instruction from your master. I mean, that's what it was all about. That's what it was all about. Educating, alienating those kids to be good workers. For example, and then make them dream about a paradise, which is
Exactly.
the West.
Now you get
Every
me.
kid, every kid in Africa dream about leaving Africa and go to paradise, and that paradise is either Europe or the United States. But once you get here, and once you experience, the social life, the social issue, you come to understand that it's not really paradise. Paradise is back home. It's actually back home. It's not here, right? So yeah, that's one thing that needs to be changed. The school system needs to change, and we are working on it. The
And you
small
know
group,
what?
the small
Uh,
group, the small organization that I'm working with. since we cannot really tap into the school system, what we are doing is we are creating after school programs,
Yeah,
right?
that's good.
Weekend
Yeah,
programs or holiday. During the holiday, we have some books. The kids can go to the library. They can be exposed to certain books that will kind of like open their minds and conscientize them, right? So they can be conscious of the real social life.
yeah, and the world they live in. That's the other stuff. In being in Africa, you don't even think about the world outside Africa. You don't even
Yeah,
understand yourself. You don't even view yourself
yeah,
what you represent in the global like level. You don't understand that because if you start thinking like that, you're gonna start seeing how you're being used, how much opportunity we have in Africa. You not everybody have to come here. There's something that I did not know until like what let's say certain thing I did not see when I was in Africa that I'm seeing now that you can be like happy everywhere. You create your happiness. Even as of now, we don't have jobs, we have not have that. But if you have a creative mind, nothing is has how am I gonna say? You say so. You see social media like all this YouTube, all that you're using. Being anywhere in the world, you can achieve success through social media if you have a talent. Just this YouTube is paying people in Africa so much money that you don't need to leave. If you have a real talent and you have something to show, and you have even a channel or a Facebook page or whatever, you can make money that way. And when
yeah,
you decide to leave Africa and travel, you travel for leisure. You travel, you not like hear us going to because life over here is what work, come home, sleep. I barely see my husband. You understand? We have to like make time for ourselves to see each other. You running and running and running. That's not alive, and you end up like with all
exactly.
these chronic illnesses.
No,
And then
seriously.
when you
I
finish,
am I am more stressed in the West than when I am in
of
Africa.
course, of
Yeah,
course,
even though we did not have, we were not rich, we did not have everything that we needed, but at least I was happy.
yeah,
I was not stressed. I did not
no,
have
we
all
had each
those.
other. Yeah,
Yep, exactly. So,
and then like I did not. There's a lady in Ghana that I really, really admire, and she has changed my mind so much. Not only her, there's other people. I don't know if you watch her. Her name is ES. You understand? Like
okay.
she is building her own paradise. You understand? Like
Yeah,
when I look at where she lives and the thing that she has accomplished, I'm like, I'd rather be in my village. My village is like very hilly. Like if I can find a place over there, and it's so beautiful when you look
yep.
at it. Before I did not even know how to appreciate nature.
No, I
You live
know
in
what you're talking about. We come from the same region, so
we,
yeah.
we
So I
live in
know.
a place where we're so used to it, we don't look around ourselves and see the beauty in the nature. We
Yep,
don't because the TV has corrupted us. It's selling
exactly.
us all this movie, foreign movie, instead of doing stuff about us, about our environment, and so that we can start imagining how we can transform and use that environment to sustain ourselves. No, we don't think like that. We are
Exactly.
so gone
Yep.
far. I mean, like it's so annoying. Like ES, she went all the way in Ghana and did not even stay in Accra or around Accra. She went all the way to the north where nobody want to go, where it's so dry and all that, just like in Cameroon. And she
Yep.
created a paradise over there just by being so creative, having ideas. She could build her house. She built two round houses, and she is like oh my god, it's so pretty. She has her garden close to her house where she's like growing whatever she want to grow. She's doing everything to
Yeah,
embellish
and
her compound.
that's what my wife and I we are doing. We have a property in Ghana and in Cameroon. We are, we have a farm, right? So we grow our own food there. Some of the houses
Hmm.
are being rented. So yeah, so
Yes,
yeah,
it's
that's what we should be doing. And what? what really hurts me in some type of way is the migration thing. You know, our brothers and sisters ready to you know to put their life on the line because they want to cross the desert to go to Europe,
Yeah, it's
right?
sad. It's,
So back then it was slavery. So the master were coming to Africa to pick up the slaves into ships, sending them to the Americas and to Europe. So now these days, the slave master doesn't even need anymore to have slave ships. They are making they are making us turning into um, I mean basically we get the ships ourselves, right? We get the ships ourselves. So we walking, we crossing the desert, we get the ships ourselves. Some of us die during the crossing of the Mediterranean, and just because we are thinking about a paradise, we thinking that it's the key to paradise. They are going to paradise, and it is unfortunate. So when people say that slavery has been abolished or slavery is over, I don't really see it that way. Slavery slavery is still around. When you see people ready to die because they want to go to another country for a better opportunity or better life, what does that tell you? I mean, the only difference is that the slave master doesn't come with ships anymore. So they have set up the perfect conditions on the African continent for people to actually move by themselves without being forced, right? So that's how they master, those things. So African no longer needs to be sold. They are basically selling their own self by making those trips,
who
just
do we blame?
because yeah, just because
Enter.
they want to survive, right?
Who do we blame for that?
Oh, you know my answer.
Who is to be blamed for
you
that?
you you know my answer, Mamizi. You
You're
know
gonna
my
say you're
answer.
gonna blame the West.
Of course, of course.
So
It's
basically,
that's
you're begging the West to come and re-educate your children, to tell them the truth, to teach them that they're not supposed to do that. That's your job. That's our job.
you
Right.
said that we begging.
So okay, I'm saying this like right since you're saying that the West is to blame, right? So that is basically to say that the West has to come and re-educate our children,
No,
not
why?
do that, to not think like that.
No, why the West has to
Because you're
educate?
blaming the West. I don't think I should blame the West for that. I'm
No,
blaming
no,
the
no,
fact that we ignorant,
no,
that we
no,
did not learn the first time.
no,
Understand?
no. Yeah, this is one thing that maybe we are not on the same page. Maybe we are not on the same page. I think you are looking at the consequences of the issue. You are not looking at the root cause of the problem.
We have to.
So let me briefly tell you about the root cause of the
No, I
problem, right?
understand the root cause, but how do we
Exactly.
address it?
So a country, let me take an example, a good example, a country like Mali, right? Mali produces 70 tons of gold on average every year. Do you know what 70 tons of gold represent for every year? With that money, Mali is capable to build every year 10 university, 10 hospitals. Should be free, right? People should have good health care with that money only every year, right? So where does the money of that gold is going to, right? I did a little bit of research, Mamizi. Listen,
Okay,
listen,
go ahead. I'm listening. I
listen.
like to learn. It's fine.
Now,
Learn. Yeah.
uh, what is the currency in Mali? The currency in Mali is called CFA, right? It is controlled by France. It is printed out by France. When Mali put its gold on the international market, the gold is priced in dollar on the international market. What happened is when Mali sells its gold, France is the one who takes the dollar, and France prints out the CFA and send it to Mali. Now, the CFA is not an international currency. You cannot do trade with the CFA. For example, Mali cannot buy medical equipment with the CFA. The CFA is full everywhere, but that money is restrained, is kept within a certain environment, right? Even the CFA in Mali cannot be used in Cameroon, even though they are both CFAs,
I know.
right? So Mali has gets that money and is not capable to build roads. It's not capable to build hospitals. It's not capable to build university and make school available and free for everybody. Why? Because France has trapped Mali into that CFA currency, right? So the question is, where did the dollar that Mali should have received have gone? Who received that dollar? Why France? Why when Mali sells its export its resources priced in dollar on the international market? Why Mali is not receiving its dollar? Mali should receive its dollar first, right, and decide to do whatever they want to do with it, if they want to convert it into CFA or not. But they don't have a central bank, right? And when a country doesn't have a central bank, that country cannot control its own economy. You cannot control the flow of trade within your country. So that's why I'm telling you that they are to blame into those situations. If you go deeper, right? They taught us how to look at the consequences and to blame each other. But they are really the one causing those problems, causing those economy not to be stable and not to grow. For how long? How long? How many years is it going to take for any African country within the CFA, the francophone zone, to really emerge and grow economically? No, they are trapped. They are trapped. The CFA is a trap. So
Okay.
why France cannot just leave Mali? So now Mali is kicking the French out. So why France is mad because Mali is asking them to leave, because they came in Mali pretending to fight terrorism, and guess what? After an investigation, it was found that they have recordings and videos. The French army was actually training terrorists in the desert to instigate trouble, how can I say that? Yeah, to instigate troubles and to basically peace was not in northern Mali in the desert, right? I mean, in the whole country. So, and the case has gone to the UN Security Council. They have they have facts, they have videos, they have recordings, they have everything, right, to take France to the UN United Nations Security Council. So if you look at the root cause, you will understand better where those social issues are coming from: the
I
immigration
understand all
issue,
that.
the migration issue, the economic situation,
I
the lack
understand all
the
that.
lack of hospital, the lack of schools, the lack of university, roads. You will understand that the country is being looted, right? So yeah, we need
Yeah, I
to
understand all
just
that, but it
just
doesn't
like you
fit into.
said. No, I don't think you understood it, because if you understood it, you wouldn't say that the West is not to blame but us. But that's what you said. You said that
Oh
the
my
West is not
God.
the problem.
No, I never said that.
Okay,
The West
maybe
is
I
the
misunderstood.
problem.
Okay.
The West has, we both have part that we play in our demise. Okay, we understand that. But what I'm saying, the solution is gonna come from us. Are we gonna fight it? Or are we gonna blame the West for the rest of our generation? We don't have 100 years to live again. What are we gonna do for our children? What are we gonna live to our children? We're gonna sit here and I'm saying that the problem is us not doing what we're supposed to do. Meaning what? Fighting all that.
Yeah.
If we know the problem, we should be able to say what are
Yeah.
we doing about it.
So are you following the situation in Mali?
On and off. I
Okay,
follow you.
I am following that situation very closely, and Mali is giving African country
Yeah, yeah. I love what
the
Mali is doing.
prototype of liberation, right?
Yep, I love
Number
it.
one, they have secured their borders. They signed a military agreement with other countries to get you know, the security package, the surveillance equipment, and then once they got that, they were able now to say that okay, we're gonna cancel all those military agreement and cooperation we signed with France and other countries in Mali. They did that. So they are moving progressively, right? They even got sanctioned, right? They were able to survive through the sanctions, right? The sanctions have been lifted off. So now there is no more French military base and personnel in Mali.
Okay.
That is a big
Yeah,
milestone.
I know.
So you were asking for an example on how we're going to do that. I'm giving you a prototype,
Yeah, that yeah.
a tangible example on
That's
how we
good.
should do it,
Yeah,
right?
that's good.
And Mali is on the way to make Bambara the national language, and French is going to be optional. That's how we do it. That's
Oh,
how you get your sovereignty. That's how you get your true independence. So Mali is the prototype. So if you want an example to refer to on how we're gonna get out of this, it is Mali, right? It is Mali.
that is good. You know,
Yeah.
um, we all rooting for that. I follow. I listen to. There's a guy on YouTube that I really like. Um, he speaks in French. Nyamsi, Professor Nyamsi. He follows that like nobody
Oh,
else.
don't tell me about Niamsi. I don't even want to talk about Niamsi because,
Oh really?
oh my goodness.
I don't
Did
know.
you? Okay,
I
well,
don't
yeah,
listen
I
to
know
it.
a lot of people follow that dude, but did you watch the video of Niamsi when he was talking about Assimi Goita? He said that
No.
when
Who is that?
Assimi Goita took over in Mali, right? This video is from 2001, I think September 2001. He promised Assimi Goita three things: to be exiled, to go to prison, or to be killed. Did you know that?
No.
Did you know that Niamsi supported Ouattara?
Yeah, I know, but he has his reason. He'll explain his reason.
So why is someone going to be with this side today and tomorrow with the other side?
No, no, no.
What tells you that tomorrow is not going to go back with Ouattara?
I don't
Or
think
what
so.
tells you? So I mean, okay. Would you ever think when he was on Ouattara's side, would you ever think that he will be against him the way he was talking? No.
I did not
So
even follow
would
him at that time.
did you even know that he promised those three things I listed to you to Assimi Goita when Assimi Goita took over in Mali? He said that he was going to be killed, to be exiled, or go to prison, and he said that he will fail. He said Assimi Goita will fail. He said all those bad things about someone who is trying to fight for the sovereignty of his country, right? So I know Nyamsi is talking about a lot of good things. That sounds good in your ear, but people do not actually listen carefully to that guy, right?
I listen. I listen to him.
It didn't take me more than 10 minutes to know, to know who he was, right? So we have people like this in our community. They are pretending to be to be part of the fight, to be part of the liberation, but they are actually working on both sides, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly. So we have agent. So remember, we have agent.
I don't
We
think
will
he's
always
an
have
agent.
agent, right?
I don't think he's an agent.
I
Let me
don't.
say something, Pento.
Yeah.
Listen, what I have noticed, right? I don't look at things on the superficial level. Let me tell you, I have noticed that we we as anybody else have some we can lack some knowledge sometimes. You understand? At that time that Yamsi was maybe supporting Watara. I don't know for which reason. I don't know what his arguments were, but that's where he stand at that time. So it's for people that were listening to him to understand through his argument the reason why he was supporting Ouattara. Just because Ouattara is being on the cell outside today doesn't mean that Ouattara cannot come back home and be on our side. So those things can change anytime. We don't know how things gonna go, but you have to listen really at that time what the person is saying to
Yeah.
try to see. And sometimes they lack information. He's not God. I mean, he does his
Mm,
best, the best he can. He can be fooled too.
yeah, Mamizi, that's the same thing you will say about France. Oh, France was this
No,
a
Prince
few
has
years
proved
ago.
himself.
They
No,
France has
no, no,
changed. They're
no.
gonna change. They don't do things the way they
I
were
don't believe
doing
in none of that.
before. Things like that. I wish I had. If you don't mind, if you have, maybe I can post the link of the video. Yeah, let me find the video. It's only 5 minutes or maybe 3 minute video, right? You will see, you will listen, and you will hear Nyamsi saying those things towards Assimi Goita, right? So
Maybe that's what
this
he thought at the time. What do you
yeah,
want?
this no, that was only in 2021, September 2021.
What was it
So
doing?
what makes you think that he has changed and he wants the good? He wants. I mean, how can you say something like this towards a brother who's trying to get sovereignty and true independence for his country, and you pretending to be against the master France? I mean, if he's against Assimi Goita, that means that he's protecting the interest of the oppressor.
What was it
So
against
so
him
so
for?
when he said those things towards Assimi Goita, which who was he protecting?
I don't know.
Who
I
was
can
it
almost
benefiting?
give me the
Yeah,
whole.
he was not protecting the Mali, the Mali people.
I
He
cannot.
was not protecting the Mali government. He was protecting the interest of the oppressors. It's logic, it's common sense, right? So yeah, let me find the link of that 5 minute, 3 minute video. I'm gonna drop
You
it
cannot
into
just cut 3 minutes out of a lot of things that somebody has spoken and let me.
the video is long. I can send you a 7 hour or 5 hours video. Are you gonna watch the whole thing? So the video, the short video, pinpoints exactly what I'm talking about to corroborate
Maybe
what I'm telling you. If you want the whole video, I'm gonna drop the link. You're gonna watch it.
drop the link of the whole video. I'm gonna watch it and we're gonna talk about it another time because I don't
Yeah,
know. I
sure.
You have to listen to people. The reason that they give before they make it is
Uh, Mamizi, I don't know if you heard about the channel called Les Fétiches de Guerre.
no.
Okay, it is a YouTube channel. This guy is doing an outstanding work, and he did two live show on YMC, two two live show on YMC, right? And the way he's doing his live show is he put YMC speech, multiple different speech from different year, and everybody listened to what he was talking about, and we were trying to understand who was he working for and who was it benefiting. It was not towards the good of
I
uh,
hate when we
of the
do
Mali
that.
people.
I don't like
Yeah.
that. I don't like when we do that. We do that with
Why?
each other all the
Why?
time. Because
Because
when that guy that is doing that on to one Yamsi, somebody else gonna do that to that guy. Because let me
oh
tell you,
yeah,
I have
I
been
mean,
listening to Yamsi. That's why we don't
we
move forward.
we have age we don't know. Okay, is it because someone, okay, let's say I'm going over YouTube and I'm talking about the good things, the sweet things, the good things that you would like to hear, everybody will love it. Does that mean that I'm a good person? You don't know me. You don't know me internally. You don't know if I am an agent. You don't know if I'm working with some type of secret society and I'm trying to bring people towards me, and create some type of, I don't know. And then in the background, I'm not really working for you guys, but I just want to bring you towards me and be popular and distort the language and distort, what should be said towards the liberation of the African country. This guy is very controversial, right? He's very, maybe I don't know,
It's
but
good to be
we
controversial.
were we analyzed his own words, right? That's what we were looking at, and we listened and we all
No,
analyzed,
no,
you know.
I don't
So
understand. I listened to Yamsi for a long time. It's just now that I don't have time that I don't. Listen, I respect people on the that. I like people that are consistent and people that when they want to change, they'll tell you why they change. It's up to you to accept it, validate it or not. Yamsi, he doesn't have to stay like support the same person. If he explained to you why he's saying this or he's supporting that, it's up to you. It's just like he went from let me see, even Kamto, he support Kamto in Cameroon, doesn't, and he told people the day that Kamto does something he doesn't like, that doesn't mean that he's going to continue supporting him. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. You have to listen to his reasons. That's what I focus on. If they are valid to me or not. And I'm going to
Yes.
tell you also that Yamsi has a lot of. I have noticed that the people that are in Europe or in Africa, right, that haven't lived in United States, there's a layer to this way of black liberation that if you haven't lived in United States or if you haven't studied the African American history, you're not going to understand. You understand? You're going to understand from to a certain extent, but you're not going to fully wrap your head around really what it takes, really, to really emancipate the black people. Um, Yamsi sometimes lacks a lot of, like, he's somebody that I believe that we really need Europe, that there's gonna be some good European that will help Africa liberate itself, which is true. But the way that he does it, like, he has to be he believes that they have to have certain power and all that, even though we have been through that already and saw where he led us and all that. I don't believe that, to be honest with you. I believe that there's some white people that will contribute into like helping the black people solve their issue, but I don't believe that they're gonna be the one in the front line um, doing all these things. You understand what I mean? So
Yeah, I
young,
understand. I understand,
young
Mamizi. It's up for anybody, right, to to use its own, to use common sense, critical thinking, uh, in order to analyze, right? We don't just draw conclusion based off what we think or what we feel, but we should draw conclusion from the content of what the person said, right? We you can only draw conclusion from the other person's own words, right? His own words, his own views, his own ideology, right? That's what we did. We listened to Nyamsi videos for 7 hours. We did two live show on him. It for a total of 15 hours, and we were trying to understand what he was talking about, right? So now you're saying that, oh, maybe that's how he was back then. Maybe he has changed, right?
maybe that's what he
Um,
thought. Maybe the person proved him wrong and he has changed. What's wrong with it? All these stupid people don't change. Like if I suspect you to be an agent and you prove yourself to me that you're not an agent, and I embrace.
so
Are you gonna come and blame me that because I embraced you today? I like people like that. I like people that don't believe in nobody at first until you prove yourself. That's how I am.
okay.
I don't believe in
So
nobody.
so what if someone comes to your house and break in and steal your stuff, and that person, you look at that person and he says, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do it again, I have changed. Would you just say, okay, that's fine?
The person hasn't proved me anything.
No,
What am I
I'm
gonna?
just taking an example. Let's
No,
say
that's not
someone
true.
break in
I'm
into
not
a
gonna believe the
house,
person just
right,
because he said it.
and kill someone, right, and there are facts, there are proof that that person killed someone in the house. And that person look at you and say, I have changed, I'm a new man, I'm not what I was before. And how would you respond to that?
They have to prove themselves. They haven't proved me anything. Words are nothing. I'll go by actions.
No, I'm saying that there are proof, there are video recordings showing that person killing someone.
Uh huh. And the person said that they changed, right?
Yeah,
What is the proof that they have changed?
exactly. So what is the proof that the MC has changed?
Nyamsi rejected that person for a reason, right? And the reason that he stated, maybe today are not valid anymore, given that that person proved Nyamsi wrong, and now Nyamsi is like his cheerleader. That means the person has proved himself to Nyamsi. Nyamsi started
No.
by questioning
Okay.
the person.
Okay. Is it because he came out and said that Ouattara must go? Ouattara is a bad guy. He did this. He did that. For you, is that enough
No,
to
I wasn't
trust
even
to trust the guy?
I wasn't even watching him when he was talking about Ouattara though.
No, I'm just taking an example. Is the same example with someone who goes into a house and kills someone, and he will tell you, "Oh, killing is bad. Killing should be prosecuted. Killing is horrible. It should be punished. All those things. Does that mean that that person should be discarded or dismissed just like that? No, you have to pay for the consequences.
That's not the same thing though.
No,
Yamsi.
I'm just taking an analogy here okay. Anyway, I posted two YouTube links. The first link is just a 1 minute video, right? The second link is the whole show, right? It lasts like 7 hours. So if you want to sit down and watch all of that, or you can skip through it, or you can fast forward, right? But so this guy is yeah, this guy. I understand you like him, you like listening to him.
Not that
He
I
says
like him.
things. Yeah,
I
he
don't like.
says things. He
I
says
don't.
things that sometimes make you feel like, yeah, he's really with us and he wants the liberation for Africa. But we have
No, no, no,
seen
no, no, no,
we
no.
have seen a lot of people with mixed mixed words, right? They're saying things today. He says this today, and the next day, he says something totally different.
Okay,
So
tell me
they're
one person.
jumping. What's that?
Tell me one person that hasn't. In the black community, that's how it is. Tell me one person, please. I
What do
just
you?
don't like people to go after Yamsi because Yamsi is very like he educates a lot of people. He doesn't only talk about
Wow.
politics. I don't think so. He talks about humanity. The thing that I'm telling you about, like when he there's a lot that we not taught in Africa when you go to school in Africa, even when you are at the university level, they don't teach you. It
Wow.
kind of push people to think. There's some like how do you call that? He certain stream that are so educational.
Do
You know,
you do do you know what we call common sense?
of course,
Okay. So you can have the degree, you can be a doctor, you can have a PhD,
and not have any
you
comments.
can have a master degree. Yeah, I mean, and you lack common sense.
Yeah, no, that
And I have seen people in my own village. They never been to school, but the common sense that they have
mhm.
is way above those folks who have PhD. I have seen it.
Yeah, but that's
So having a degree, a PhD,
I don't know where that came.
doesn't automatically
I
mean that
never
you
said
have
that.
common sense.
That's why
Yeah,
Africa is where it is because
yeah.
our
I don't
elite
think.
don't have
Yeah,
common sense.
I don't think you listen to that guy enough for a long time. If
I
you
like when
spend
he talks
time.
about humanity. I don't necessarily say about the
Okay.
politic. You know, he has some stuff about humanity, and I forgot the title. I had the title down, and I even forward those video to where he explains to you our condition, like Africa, how African people are viewed, or origin, and even now, and all that. It makes you start question. It makes you start looking into yourself and be like, that's why I'm saying that Africa don't think about themselves globally. They think about themselves only for within the corner of where they stand in the world. If it's in the village, he's just thinking about oh, this all I represent. He doesn't. He has no idea about the possibility that he has to be impactful. You know, to make an impact. That's not something we are taught. Because when you teach
Yeah.
a child and empower him and teach him how he is great, how he can be this what basically what how important he is to the world he lives in. That's very empowering. That's very it helps the child start thinking about himself beyond himself. And Yamsi, he has some. I know now he's heavy on politics, but he did not always talk about politics though. He talks about politics when there are stuff that is happening. I don't listen like even Mali. I listen to some clips. My husband loves to listen to it when I'm sleeping. Sometimes he's listening to it, and I listen to some clips and stuff like that left and right. But really, I don't follow Mali like that because at the same time, Yamsi is a passionate. When he talks about people, he talks with passion. I think that's when he kind of sometimes lose focus when it comes to critical thinking. He become passionate. He just like make everything he want to make everything the person is doing or saying make sense, even when it doesn't. Kind of like
Yeah.
propaganda, kind of.
Okay, so I have to get back to work. So thank
So
you
you
for
are
having
what?
me. Well, that?
You are what?
Yeah, I was at work, so sometimes I can talk over the phone while working, especially
Oh,
if I'm connecting some devices. Yeah, because I work with mechanical stuff, and I have to make some connections,
oh.
so I can talk while doing that. So yeah,
Okay. Well, we were here for like almost 3 hours. My lord, 3 hours.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
long time. Thank
yeah. I
you
have
so much
a
for
I have a
stopping by.
YouTube channel, but it has been strike. You know me, right? I have a big mouth, right? I say a lot of truth, right?
Oh, really? I don't.
Yeah, so
I don't know
whenever
you.
whenever I have a topic, I break it down to the core all the way. I bring all the facts, all the article and the books to explain, to make it clear, right? So
It's
it
only
happened
in
that
English. You
what's
only.
that?
It's only in English, or do you have
Yeah.
some stuff?
It is in English. I haven't done any live show in French, but I'm planning to do that. I'm planning to do that sometimes.
I feel like
Yeah.
the people. Do you know that we talked a lot over here about our situation and all that in Africa and all that. And we talked with a lot of people that are English speaking and all that. But I have noticed that the French part of Africa, that is the worst. That's where the lecture should be.
Yeah.
Because these
Yeah.
people are left out. And
Yeah.
like, you know how when we talk about Ghana, even though it's like there's a lot of stuff they can improve over there, at least some people are like changing their mind. We are affecting people's life because you don't know how far the message can go. And it start always small. Like somebody will we listen to a live and start questioning stuff, and then start building from there and growing from there, exploring and understanding more and more and more about themselves.
Yeah.
But French,
Okay.
so I mean, isolated. French part of Africa, those people they're going backward so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so French live stream would be a good idea. But you say there's somebody that has a channel, but you say his channel is just to criticize Yamsi, so I don't know. I'm
No,
looking
it's
for
not. It's not only about criticizing him. That person talks about a lot of
emancipation.
good topics that you will like. It's not only about
What's
EMC.
the name of the channel?
Le fétiche de guerre. I posted the link for
Is that
two
a
videos in
Mexican
the
person?
private chat.
What kind of that person is from where? The fetish they go.
Yeah, he's based in France, but I think he's Cameroonian.
Okay, I love Cameroonians that are like
Yeah, he's based in
very
France, but yeah, he does his live show in French, and
okay. I'm
he
gonna check
has
it out.
a whole lot of good topic, and I'm
Okay.
sure you're gonna like some of them. So
Yeah, maybe
check it
that's what
out. Yeah, check it out when you
I'm
get
gonna
a
check it
chance.
out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you for stopping by today.
All right. Thank you, Mamizi. One of those days, once mine is open, yeah, I will be more than happy to have you.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah.
Bye bye. You
Okay.
have a
Okay.
wonderful
Bye.
day.
Okay. Bye. Bye.